Hi, hello, welcome back to another series or game I want to play. I thought that why not go through the Sonic trilogy, the classic Sonic trilogy. To Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and Knuckles. And I thought that I also change up how I want to do my videos in the exact same time. Because I thought Let's Plays are good for dishing out videos quick, but trying to get people's attention is going to be tough, so I thought I'd go more of a storytelling / explaining game mechanics in a way, pretty much being the narrator and the person that plays the game, you know. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and without further ado, here's Sonic the Hedgehog. So, apparently there is a story for this, but it's in the manual of the game, which I think is pretty cool. So let me give you the summary of it. Dr. Robotnik is taking over South Island and is rebuilding his empire, forcing Sonic to navigate 6 zones to defeat him. And that's it. That is literally the story of it. Well, enjoy. And the first stage is Green Hill Zone, which is the first and easiest stage of this game. Which here we get to introduce ourselves and know what the controls are. Despite there being about a D-pad and 6 buttons, all you pretty much need is the D-pad and like 1 button. That is literally all. And taking it up. With this getting all the rings, I realized that these buttons are way too small. So I resized them, rearranged them, and try to make sure that when I hit them, I do my best not to miss. So pretty much, I'm gonna get all the Chaos Emeralds pretty easy. In the original, we get about 50 rings to get to the special stage. And since this is the classic days of Sonic, boost was never a thought, but momentum was the name of the game. Alright. I really do hope I can one-shot this one. And welcome to the special stage of this game, which I consider to be like absolute cancer. Because this special stage makes you barely feel you have any control at all, and if you fuck up like that, you're gonna have to start all the way from the beginning. But I just use my save state. Yeah, these special stages are a bitch to literally go through, man. But I just need to go here. There we go. Got the first one. And fun fact, instead of 7 Chaos Emeralds, there were originally 6. And to my knowledge, I think they were also going to add an 8th as well, but they just went back to just having 7 later down the line. Ah, dick. So I thought I'll play, And so after finishing this, and also finishing the special stage, I went through and completed Act 2 and even Act 3. Originally, there were 3 acts, and the last one was the boss round act, which we get to see. Becomes the easiest boss, and you're able to damage him mid-setup. It took like about 8 hits to kill him. Okay. There we go. This stage is Marble Zone, the second stage. This one takes more of a backseat on speed and more on platforming, making sure that you slow down and not go too fast, because you will die in this level pretty quickly if you go way too goddamn fast and not really thinking of where the hell you're going. Die permanently. Fuck. Beware. So you have to be very careful and aim for the head. I could have got squished there, so. Holy shit. Oh shit. Lava fireball jump scare. After this, I got the third Chaos Emerald, if I'm not mistaken. Then I went and completed Act 2, and I can't remember which part. I'm not sure if it's Act 2 or Act 3. But when I first played this game, there was one section in here that I was actually struggling to get through it, because platforming in this game is a bit weird when I played it. But over the years, I got pretty used to it. Here's an opening. The game's like, oh, here's an opening. No, just kidding. How about you go make another one over there? Hey, remember that thing I told you about, the thing I was struggling with? I think I found it. Right here's the trickiest part. Thanks. Apparently I did not press correctly on the damn the UI. Okay, did not know they put one right there. So yeah, I have to continue since I have lost all my lives, but I want to go again. After going to Marble Zone 3 again and actually managed to make it through the tricky part, I finally arrived at the boss. That level. I don't need to deal with that ever again. Next was Scrapyard Zone. And one thing I do like about this zone is that it taught me that being adventurous can also reward you, since there are hidden stuff within these walls. You just have to be, like, very curious. You took out my wannabe. Okay, I panicked there. I'm not sure what that one was for. I know one of these will lead me to like a extra health. Just kill me, dude, because I can't get out of here. I can, but it's like you messed up my whole groove. Yeah, I can just go back. Never mind, that thing's way too cool. Jesus. After I got the Chaos Emerald, this is the fourth one, it was time for me to go through and beat Act 2 and 3.
Oh yeah, I also got all the Chaos Emeralds, so now all I need to do now is just blast through the game.
And then officially arrive at the boss. We should be fine. This is gonna have to do it. There's nothing there. Ooh, that was close. Okay, I was not sure I could make that.
And next is on to Labyrinth Zone. We are very close to the end now. This is the first water stage in Sonic the Hedgehog history. Labyrinth Zone is literally a water stage, and it's also home to the most terrifying sound, or music, ever that pretty much terrified kids or pretty much gave them anxiety.
Oh my god, I did not get that. That's fine, that's fine. Okay. Do that, but okay, game. Hold on, I can catch that. Here, grab. No, just another exit. Okay. Oh yeah, after going through Act 2 and 3, I did remember that when my first time I played this, there was one part in this Labyrinth Zones that I was struggling at one point, was because in my head, there was like less air pockets for me to pretty much get. It was probably the one where I had to do careful steps.
After what feels like absolute hell and complete waste of my time, I managed to beat Act 2 and 3 and made it past the part to where I was kind of struggling a bit. And now I am at the boss of this one. Yeah, this part, even though I've beaten this game like a few times, this part is always tough because not only you have to try to avoid traps, but also be in a very tight space while still having the water rise up. It's just a bit too much to try to keep in track. But after a while, I managed to do it. Next on the list was Starlight Zone, and this zone is the top pick of how to perfectly show the mechanics and pretty much tell you of how this game works, because it's just so nice flowing through all of these in a ball form and just letting your mind go blank. Say with this, I can easily just get to the end pretty damn quickly. And after finishing Act 2 and 3, man, the flowiness of this stage and also the music as well. Music is pretty great. It kind of reminds me of being like in a mall or like an amusement park, just having a great time. Next now is the boss of this, and this one is actually my favorite. And I do enjoy this boss because I get to just do this all the time. Get owned. Alright, on to the last stage, in a way. Then the next stage is Scrap Brain. Now we're inside Eggman's whole base of operations. This one, I have to actually be careful a bit more, since now there's pretty much traps and dangerous stuff everywhere that I have to be, extremely careful not to accidentally get squished, sawed, or even electrocuted. Whoa, that was a close one. There was definitely a bottomless pit down there. After that, Act 2 added some sticky spin wheel thingies, circle things. Then after that, they also added in saws and some treadmills, which were a bit tricky to get through, but I managed to understand it. Then Act 3, that's where I managed to make it to Eggman. Now here's the real zone Act 3. This is literally pretty much just Labyrinth Zone all over again, with some changes and color palette change as well. So after going through all its nooks and crannies, traps and stuff, we managed to make it back up to Eggman. Alright, final boss. This one is pretty easy in a way. Wait till Eggman gets to this spot. And there we have it. That was Sonic the Hedgehog from 1991. And if I were to give this a score, I'll put it at a solid 9 out of 10. I did not like how the special stages were, since you barely had any control at all, but it did require a lot of strategy and thinking for that one. The controls are responsive, which I highly recommend for every platformer game that always have responsive buttons and reactions when jumping or pretty much doing anything in a platformer game or any other game. Because if that shit is delayed, it will feel absolutely weird. You're not Dark Souls, okay? And what else is there? Solid music choice, even for back then, before I was not even a thought yet. This game has been amazing playing it through and through again, and I would not mind doing it all over again if I pretty much wanted to. So, without further ado, if y'all enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you guys want more stuff like this, subscribe. And if y'all have something that's been on your mind or any feedback, leave it down in the comments below. And I'll see y'all later.